We came with a boat, and we were standing on the deck, and everybody said, "Look, there is a Statue of Liberty." And my heart started to pound, you know, so hard. And the tears just come down, and I was looking. And I was thinking, oh, that's so beautiful, it's so big, and it so gave me such a strong feeling about, you know, good life and a good hope.
The most thrilling and most exciting thing in my life that came on, after 12 days, we saw the Statue of Liberty. There was not a dry tear in the whole boat. Everybody cried, and each one offered their own prayer in their own language, in their own way.
Oh God, I screamed. And I called my mother and I said, "Mother, Mother, look at the Statue of Liberty. And look at how beautiful it is."
We approach the world through symbols, wrote Baudelaire, from whose country came the Statue of Liberty, and the symbols observe us with familiar glances. Anastasia Argianas came to America from Greece in 1914.
When I went to Greek school, we had a big picture of the Statue of Liberty on the wall. And that Statue of Liberty, they opened the arms for people. They came from all parts of the world, poor, hungry. They were all welcome to this country. They made America.
Liberty enlightening the world was a 19th century gift of the people of France, paid for by small donations. American school children sent in pennies to pay for building the pedestal.
Can you ever picture her not being there? Well, neither can we. We're Kodak, a founding sponsor of the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island Centennial Restoration.
When it came time to rebuild the statue, corporate America took over the job. The corporations bought the right to use the statue to help advertise themselves.
Your Dodge dealers are proud of their role as founding sponsors of the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation.
But once again, hundreds of thousands of ordinary Americans also contributed.
When President Reagan asked me to join this effort, we agreed that not a cent of public money would be used. And I'm happy to say none has.
Lee Iacocca is chairman of the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation. He says the commercialism is not a vice, it's a virtue.
And I see this great, not just outpouring of patriotism, but strong feeling that you don't get anything for nothing. And with freedom comes a responsibility.
To the symbols on bars 153 and 158 double F, please.
Richard Adler, the Broadway composer, felt he owed the statue something. He composed The Lady Remembers, the Statue of Liberty Suite.
The Statue of Liberty was something that I couldn't resist writing about. I wanted to write about it. The Statue of Liberty is not only a great work of art, a great piece of sculpture, but it's also the symbol of the free world to everybody, not just Americans. However, to Americans it has a very special meaning because all of the people in this country are former immigrants, either themselves or in past generations of their family. It has to be that way. Therefore, the immigrant experience is the history of our country.
Some of my folks arrived in New York Harbor. The chances are some of your folks did too. They were people who left everything they knew because they'd heard of something they thought might be better.
Well, see, America was known all the time as the golden land, you know, the golden opportunities.
Sam Auspitz said he never had the delusion that the streets were paved with gold. He knew he'd have to work. That he has for more than 60 years as proprietor of the famous 4th Street Deli in Philadelphia.
Okay, what else?
Sam Auspitz and his mother and sisters and brothers came to America from Hungary in 1920.
And then we really were in trouble. And not only was the fear of hunger, was also the fear of the enemy, you know. So we left town to find a safer place.
The father had come first. The father very often came first. The first time Sam Auspitz saw his father was from the deck of a docking steamship.
And of course, naturally told me it's my father, and when we saw my father, we had a certain wonderful feeling. That's the first time in my life, at 12 years old, I had a father. Of course, I didn't talk to him, but I realized I had a father.
Even after they were in New York Harbor, even after they had spotted relatives from the deck, newcomers weren't in America yet. They still had to go through the daunting immigration station on the island just offshore.
They got us off the boat. We put into a ferry, and they took us to Ellis Island. There were so many people coming to this country from all over the world. In Ellis Island, there was a jam. People were wall to wall from every direction that you went into. There were people there. So
Joseph Talese followed his father to America from Italy in 1919.
Then I had to go to the health inspection, and of course they chest your chest, and you know, there were doctors, and I knew a lot of people were being thrown aside, and I heard these people were going to go back, and I tell you, I was sweating.
Joseph Talese was 16 at the time. He was alone, and they told him, "Come in, be an American."
By luck, I passed.
He found a job in a tailor's shop in Ocean City, New Jersey. Eventually, he bought the shop.
I joined the Rotary. I don't know what you know, Rotary Club, and it's a good social club, but non-sectarian, no, it's not anybody. But they made me president. I never had one lesson in English language. But I said, here's our people, that they make me president of the Rotary. And all these doctors, all these lawyers that belong here, hell, it doesn't make any difference. Here I'm a little poor little tailor, and I can't hardly speak the language. And I said, this is really America that my father was talking about, and this couldn't happen anywhere else but here.
The last immigrants came through Ellis Island in 1954. Visas were granted overseas now, and the great halls had lost their usefulness. The Statue of Liberty was showing her age, too. By now, she was much more than a statue. She was a great idea, and you cannot let a great idea rust and fall down. The torch, the great torch itself, was removed and repaired and gently set back into Liberty's hand. The scaffolding will be down in time for a great tribute to the statue on the 4th of July.
It's not just an ordinary job. This is the job. This is the job you want to be on.
Elmo Leonardelli grew up in Brooklyn in sight of the Statue of Liberty. Working on it now, he says, he's really seeing it for the first time.
It was just a symbol out there, and that's it, really, you know, because you're a kid. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just something to go visit, and that's about it when you're young, you know. But as you grow older, you know, it represents the freedom of this country. I mean, that's why she has these chains that broken at the bottom of her feet. That's, you know, they mean that she broke her bondage, right, to freedom. And that's what this statue's telling us, that we're free.
Peter B. Kaplan's gift to the statue is 60,000 photographs he's made over the last 3 years.
It was a real privilege to get out into the torch, and then as they put up the scaffold and I got closer and closer to her, I think the obsession just became greater and greater, because I realized the beauty of the statue. To see the details of the hair, the details of the face, the eyes, the back of her neck, the fingernails. I mean, look at the details on the tablet there. There's something magical about it. I don't know what it is yet.
I think that the most beautiful feelings what I ever will experience, to see Statue of Liberty. Because all our dreams came true. We saw it, and we were very happy.
Ines Borko and her husband Kalman had to wait 17 years to get permission to come to America from Yugoslavia. They arrived March 23rd, 1964.
Till this day, we are very happy here. And we celebrate the day that we arrived. And we said at that time, till we live, we will celebrate the day that we came here. And I'm still very happy.
We approach the world through symbols, and the symbols observe us with familiar glances. Listening to new Americans talk about the Statue of Liberty makes you understand. It's really not the statue they love so much. It's the liberty.
Freedom. We have lots of freedom. We have everything. You can say what you want. You can go where you want.
Anybody has a chance, provided you're willing and you're trying. See, in other words, I didn't have it easy. When I started over here, I had a struggle.
Because it's going to stand there for another 100 years. Because that's the freedom that we have, the freedom of liberty, the freedom of speech, the freedom of living, the freedom of the world. And if anybody don't appreciate American, they're nobodies. They're nobodies.